So this is going to be a beginner's class today. We're going to get back to the basics a little bit. So what we're doing right here is called constant bear. You're just letting your arms hang loose and you're going from side to side. Kind of bounce just a little bit. Just going from side to side. You're going to keep your neck fairly straight. Mine kind of goes from side to side just a little bit. And this is what we like to start our classes with. We'll do it just for a few minutes, usually. It's good to warm your body up, center you. Take nice deep breaths. Remember, if you have any questions too, you can always holler out, and I will try to answer to the best of my ability. We'll usually warm up with this for just a few minutes, but we'll go ahead and end it right here today since we have a little bit of time. We're going to let our arms just kind of softly come to a stop. We never abruptly stop. You're just letting your arms hang loosely. We're going to get into a stance called Wuji stance. It's W-U-J-I. So our feet are shoulder length apart. Your feet are facing forward. Your knees are soft, meaning they are slightly bent. You're going to tuck in your tailbone a little bit. So you want to have a nice flat back. So if you're already kind of forward tilted, you don't have to go anymore. Just a little bit, tucking it in so your back is nice and straight. You're going to drop your shoulders, relax them. Your chin is up, and it's actually a little bit back too. So instead of this forward head tilt that a lot of us have, we're going to just kind of sit it back just a little bit. Nice flat back, relaxed. Knees soft. And this is Wuji stance. So what we're going to do first is we're going to bring our hands together. We're going to create a little bit of friction. We're going to go over the body nice and slow. We're going to inhale. I'm going to exhale as we come up. Do this 3 times. We're going to take some deep breaths. Whenever you are breathing in Tai Chi, typical Tai Chi practice is to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. It does take a little bit of practice. You feel like you're not getting enough oxygen usually. And if you're wearing the mask, you're going to feel especially like that. It's okay to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth whenever you're beginning. I'm going to be doing that just to show you when I'm exhaling. I'll see me go like, so you'll know when to exhale, when to inhale. All of these postures are going to be aligned by your breathing. That's what we focus on mainly is breathing. We're oxygenating blood, lubricating those joints, working on our balance, a little bit of muscle toning, and it'll be fun. So what we're going to do is we are going to inhale as we come up. Our arms are soft. And exhale as we come down. This motion is led from our shoulders to our elbows, wrists to fingers. So we kind of see they all move together. We'll do one more. Now I did this with the last class. We're going to put our hands on our stomachs. So typically whenever we are breathing, we do a shallow chest breath. So as we're breathing throughout the day, that's what happens. What we're trying to accomplish in this class is using our diaphragm a little bit more. or our lower dantian, our third dantian, which is down here. And dantian is D-A-N-T-I-A-N. There are many dantians in the body. This is one of the main ones. So we're going to put our hands on our stomach. And as we inhale, we're going to push our stomach out. And as we exhale, we're going to squeeze our stomach. So your hands should be going up and down. Your shoulders are relaxed, and you're not you can tell you're doing your chest breathing whenever you come up and down like this. So we're just pushing out the stomach, and then squeezing it. We'll continue to do this for just a minute. Eventually, the goal is to be able to breathe this way with a relaxed stomach. Beginning though, this is a good way to try to start doing this. Relax our arms. What we're going to be practicing mainly in this class, at least for a few months, is Silk Reeling Cocoon Qigong. So that's meditation in motion, breathing as we move. There are 30 postures. I go over just a few in each class. And then we're going to be working on the short form Grasping Sparrow's Tail. We're not going to do Grasping Sparrow's Tail today, but we will do that probably next week. So we're going to begin with posture number 1 of silk reeling. I always say, if you don't have a lot of time to practice every day, just do the first 5 and then a simple balancing exercise. And I think, those are the prime ones that we should be working on. If you don't have a lot of time, otherwise, go for it. Do all of them every day. All right, we're going to put our hands on our hips for posture number 1. We are in Wuji still. Our knees are soft, tailbone tucked in, your chin is up. Shoulders are dropped. We're just going to look over to the right and over to the left. We're inhaling one way and exhaling the other. And kind of trying to peek behind you a little bit. Now with Tai Chi and Qigong, you are always giving 70% effort, so you're never pushing yourself. You're always going nice and slow and listening to our bodies. That's what makes this such a safe martial art to practice. Now we're going to come forward, drop our arms nice and slow, and then deep breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. Posture number 2, we're going to drop our necks. We're going to roll them upwards. We're inhaling up and exhaling down. And the pops and cracks are fine as long as there are no sharp pains, and if there are, you should stop immediately and just take some deep breaths. And you can go the opposite way. Time, drop our arms, deep breath. Posture number 3, we're going to put our right hand on our hip. Left hand has a hollow fist, so it kind of looks like this. We're going to be moving our shoulder in a circular rotation. Sometimes people will use their elbow and kind of do this. You're actually going to be moving your shoulder. So again, we're sitting down a little bit, tucking in that tailbone. Your chin is up, shoulders dropped. You're going to rotate this shoulder forward up, back, and down. You're kind of drawing a little circle on your hip here. And your arm is fully relaxed. It's like a limp noodle. We're going to go the opposite way. So back, up, forward, down. And if you feel comfortable, we are aligning our breathing with this. So you need to go nice and slow. We're inhaling when that chest expands as that shoulder comes back, and exhaling as it goes forward. We can transition to the other side. This hand goes on our hip. I'll lift this to the other side and continue. Opposite way. Remembering the arm is limp, so we're not bending the elbow. Just letting the arm go, lifting at the shoulder. And let's do both sides. Inhaling when they come back, exhaling as we go forward. Let's go the opposite way. Let's relax our arms. Deep breath. Moving on to posture number 4. Our right foot is forward. Left foot is back at an angle. Remembering we are never linear. This is not very good for our balance. If somebody were to push you, you would just fall over. So what we're doing is called train tracks. So instead of your feet being aligned, and you can actually see on this carpet because of the lines, you're going to move your foot out to the side just a little bit. You want a little bit of a window right here. This is better for your balance. And the more you practice it in this room, you'll practice it outside of this room as well. So it's good to have the wider stance and the toe pointed back. You should feel pretty sturdy in this position. If you don't, you can bring your foot in. Always adjust it to make sure your knees feel all right, your back feels all right, and that you feel sturdy. Paying attention to how everything feels always. So what we're going to do in this posture is we kind of sit back a little bit. You might need to bring the foot in just a little. The majority of the weight is on this back leg. The knee does not go over the toe, but we're sitting back on this. This is actually going to work on strengthening the muscles in this back leg. We're going to have hollow fists, and our hands are raised, but we're going to rotate them backwards. We're getting a nice wrist rotation with this. Shoulders are dropped, your chin is up. And we're going to go forward into turtle back. And so when we're doing this, you're not putting pressure on that front leg. We're not leaning forward. We're separating the shoulder blades, and then we can come up, inhale, exhale down, and we're never putting our head below our heart, so we're not bending, we're not putting any unnecessary pressure on our lower back. Inhale up, as we come up on this one, we're going to switch our legs. And if you did this properly, you're going to feel it in this front leg now. It's going to be a little bit tense. So we get comfortable, sit back on this leg, and lean forward. Turtle back. We inhale up. And technically, even as we go forward, you should be able to bring this toe back easily. I'm not asking you to do that, but that's because all of the pressure is on that back leg. I'm going to do one more. back to Wuji. Always going nice and slow, trying to take minimal steps and deep breath. And do a quick water break real quick. If you guys have any water, you're welcome to take a sip. I've been talking a whole lot today, so I have to hydrate. Alright, you're in Wuji stance. Shoulders are dropped. Deep breath. And even as we're taking these breaths in between, you're still focusing that breath down here instead of up here. You're taking your time with it. I have seen some people, in between some of the postures, they just kind of go like this. No, don't do that. Nice and slow. Be mindful of what you're doing. We're here now. You don't think of what's going on at home, your iron is on. That probably would be really bad, but don't be thinking about that stuff. Only what's in this classroom right now. You're focusing on your body, on your breathing. Happy thoughts always in this class. No negativity, positivity, always. All right, so we're going to go on to number 5. This one is one of my favorites, especially if you're outside in the wind. It feels really good. We have our wider stance, and both toes are going to be pointed out a little bit. This is because we're going to be rotating your torsos a little bit both ways. You want to protect your knees. Always listen to those knees. I have a weird knee sometimes, and I'm always listening to it, so. All right, we're going to sit down just a little bit. You kind of bend your knees, tuck in the tailbone. If you go down a little bit lower, this is actually called sitting stance, and you should be able to sit here for a while. We're going to drop the shoulders. Your chin is going to stay up. We're going to put our right hand on our hip, and our left hand's going to be out in front of us. And we're going to angle our bodies just slightly over into that right corner. Shoulders dropped. We're going to come up, across, kind of scoop down. Just kind of making this kind of softish oval shape. We're keeping our chin up. We're keeping nose-navel alignment. So as we're gazing at this hand just softly, and gazing does not mean staring at the hand, it means kind of looking over in its general direction. Our entire torso is following it, and the nose is always aligned with your navel. Beautiful. Go ahead and transition to the other side. We're going to put this hand on our hip and switch sides. Now we're over on that left corner. Come up, across, scoop down. And whenever you feel comfortable, you can inhale as you come across and exhale as you come down. Aligning this posture with your breathing. And breathing down here. Do one more. As we come back to the center, we're going to bring our foot in, return to Wuji, drop the arms, relax your shoulders. I don't like to overload with too much information for such a beginner's class. We get to everything eventually. But one thing that I love is having soft hands, and you're doing it, which is great. But never too harsh, whenever we're doing these lines, you're not straightening your hands. Your hand's also not just like the little limp fish. You're just kind of doing whatever. Just nice and soft. It looks graceful. You can see it and you can feel it eventually. All right, we'll take another deep breath. So we're going to do one more posture with silk reeling. It is going to be a little bit challenging. There's always a couple of those ones. It's going to be fun though. And then we're going to do a little bit of cloud hands to end class. It'll be very nice. We're going to put our right foot forward. Left foot is back at an angle. Again, sitting down a little bit, tucking in the tailbone. Right hand is our rock, and our left hand is our snake. Shoulders are dropped. This is posture number 9 of silk reeling. We're going to put the snake under the rock. Your palms are going to come up, and then you're going to rotate your palms over to that left side. Your right hand turns back into the rock. Snake goes under the rock. Your palms come up over here on the right, and then you rotate them over to that left side. Right hand turns back into the rock. Snake goes under the rock. Perfect. Palms come up. Rotate over to that left side. Rock. Snake goes under the rock. Rotate. Do this a few more times on this side. Dropping the shoulders, breathing, even though you're concentrating. Right hand turns into the rock, snake goes under the rock. So your last one, palms come up, and rotate, good. So we're going to end on our frame. And then we're going to switch our feet. So now our left foot's forward. Now the left hand is the rock. And your right hand is the snake. You can kind of shrug your shoulders. You can do a lot of shoulder stuff. So the snake goes under the rock. Your palms come up on this left side and then rotate over to the right. Your left hand turns back under the rock. Snake goes under the rock. Palms come up and rotate. Very good. Rock. Snake goes under the rock. Palms come up. Rotate. Left hand. Right hand goes under your left hand. We'll do one more. Right hand goes under your left hand as you go over to that left side. Palms come up, and then we're going to rotate over to the right. And end on our frame. We're going to return to Wuji and drop the shoulders. Deep breath. Very good. So as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of challenging postures, or some that are just a little bit more challenging. I've seen so many people just go from not being able to do it at all to being able to do it. It's awesome. But that's also not the goal 100%. It's nice to be able to know how to do it. It's easier to relax that way. But you're not going to get the full benefit if you get frustrated with some of the postures. You just have to relax. It's okay if I'm doing this and you're doing this. It does not matter. As long as you're moving and taking deep breaths, that's what matters. And relaxing. Because I've seen some people get frustrated. I'm like, stop. It's okay. We're all at different speeds. We have different struggles. As long as you're just relaxing and doing it, that's the most important part. It will come. It will eventually come, especially if you practice a lot. But if you're here twice a week, it will still come. You just have to have patience with it. All right, so we're going to end class with some cloud hands. So we're going to have a wider stance. Toes are pointed out a little bit. And I always mention you don't have to do what I'm doing if you don't want to. You can do some whatever you think feels good. I do all this weird stuff. I might not even do it the whole time. But I'll give you a guide for something to start with. So we're going to start with a Tai Chi ball on the left side. Tai Chi ball left is left hand up and right hand down. It's kind of like you're holding a ball. So your palms are going to face each other. Shoulders are dropped, your knees are soft, tailbone tucked in, and your chin is up. And then you're just going to go to the other side and switch the ball. So now you have a Tai Chi ball right. Your palms are going to face each other. Perfect. So this is Tai Chi ball right, and then we're just going to go to Tai Chi ball left. Beautiful. And you just kind of keep this rotation going, and remember, if something just starts to feel a little weird or doesn't stick, it's okay. Just keep moving. As long as you're following the basic principles, that's all that matters. We're going to go nice and slow, and inhale and exhale down here. Relax, keep that nose-navel alignment. If you feel any tension in your body, you can release that. What we're going to start to do is kind of bring this ball a little closer to the center. We're going to make it a little bit smaller, more concentrated. So located in the third dantian is the Sea of Qi. And that is 2 fingers below the belly button. That's what we're going to do with this Tai Chi ball. We're going to put it into our Sea of Qi. You'll feel it during this class. The Qi flowing. And Qi, there's not an exact English definition for it, but it kind of means like life force energy. Makes you feel good. Alright, so we're going to grab this ball. We're going to put it into our Sea of Qi. We're going to return to Wuju stance. We're going to take 3 deep breaths to end class, and take your time breathing down here, relaxing. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me.